What's up, everybody? Welcome back to No Faking Sports. I'm your host, David Kincaid, and the Oklahoma Sooners get the job done at Temple, winning 42-3. Now, this is the second week in a row in which I called out the score that I think we should score. During the Michigan game, I said we should score about 24 points. That's what we needed to win. We scored 24 points. Prior to this game, I said this game shouldn't be close, and we should score 40 points or more. And Oklahoma Sooners get the job done 42-3. Defense pretty much pitches another shutout. Would you believe me if I told you that through 3 games, the offense has given up more points than the defense? Because that's exactly what happened. Through 3 games, we have given up 19 points total. Only 7 of those points were really attributed to the defense. When they came out in the third quarter against Michigan, they gave up the big run to Justice Haynes. Those other 12 points have been given up by the offense through turnovers. John Mateer throws another interception this game. We're going to get into all of that. I want to start off with the defense because it actually shouldn't take that long. The defense is amazing. I said this at the beginning of the year. Excuse me. Before we even started playing, I said that we have the best defense in college football. I said that we have the most complete roster in college football. And everybody's talking about our schedule, and we shouldn't be worried about our schedule. Guys, understand, we're not locked in the SEC with them. They're locked in the SEC with us. Because South Carolina lost. LSU didn't look very good. I'm not worried about our schedule, guys. Under no circumstances. There's not a team on our schedule that we cannot beat, but we have to do things the right way going forward. Let's go ahead and talk about the defense. I want to give a couple of notes that I wrote down. Temple's longest drive was 11 plays for 27 yards, ended in a punt. Okay? That was in the fourth quarter. That was when the game was over and it was cleanup time. The rest of the time, they were 3 and out, 6 and out. I think they had like 2 6 and outs. They had a 4 and out. But the rest of their drives were 3 and out plays. Temple had a total. I wrote it down somewhere. Let me find it. Give me a second. Temple had a total of 8 3 and outs. 8 3 and outs. Punt, 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 punt all over the place. After what they did in the first week and what they did in the second week of run up scores, albeit on cupcakes, but at the same time, Temple has a decent offense. They got a decent coaching staff. They're an okay football team. Are they an SEC football team? No. Are they a team that should have been able to contend with the Oklahoma Sooners? Heck no. A couple of other notes. The defense held the Temple Owls to 105 total yards. 105 total yards. 105 total yards. I'm going to tell you, man. The team go from almost scoring 100 points in 2 weeks to not getting 100 yards against this defense. Guys, this is a historic defense. And yes, we haven't gotten the turnovers that we would like to have got, but it's okay. Because teams have been trying to get rid of the football because they don't want the sacks. They know our defensive line is amazing. As we get into SEC play, teams are just going to run their offenses. Are they going to scheme against our defense? Of course they are. But they're not going to be hell-bent on just getting the ball out quick. They're going to run their offense. They're going to take some chances. They're going to take some shots. That's one thing that nobody has really done against us this year is taking a lot of shots downfield. It's coming. It's coming. Hopefully we get Gentry Williams back, and it's not too serious, man. I hate it for Gentry Williams. He's a hell of a cornerback, but he can't stay healthy. It's a terrible thing. Our defense is just amazing, man. I could sit here and rattle off the names of all the guys that are playing well. There's no need to. Everybody's playing well. Everybody is playing amazing. Nobody's missing assignments. We don't have guys jumping off sides. We don't have guys fitting wrong in the run fit. We don't have guys missing their gaps, aside from the safety who missed his gap on the outside in that big run against Michigan. But for the most part, we're playing clean football. Guys' eyes are in the right place. They're reading the offense. They're seeing what's coming. Like this is, guys, this is going to be fun to watch the entire season. Now, let's go on over to the offense. Let's go on over to the offense. Running the football. Running the football, running the football, running the football. Head scratchers. So if you're not really paying attention to the football game and you just go look at the box score, you'll see that the Oklahoma Sooners ran the ball 42 times for 228 yards. But if you watch the football game, then you know that the majority of those runs came either from John Mateer or in the fourth quarter when we were trying to run the clock out and get out of there because the game was over. Meaningful snaps out of those 42 rushes, only 19 of those were to the running backs. 14 for 100 yards by Torrey Blaylock. 5 by Javante Barnes. That's it. So those other 23 rushes came in mop-up duty by Xavier Robinson. That terrible play on the reverse, and the rest by John Mateer. John Mateer, once again, was the second leading rusher on the team. Why? That is not, you can't tell me that the QB run game was necessary against Temple. I'll tell you what we got, guys. We got an offensive coordinator that came over from Washington State, brought his quarterback with him, and he's already said it. He wants to win John Mateer the Heisman. I don't give a damn about John Mateer winning the Heisman. Would it be nice? Yes, it would. But not at the detriment of winning. Putting it all on him and expecting him to be Superman week in and week out is not how football is played. You still have to have an amazing defense and you still have to have a run game. Even if you go to other teams, like when LSU had Joe Burrow and Auburn had Cam Newton, they still had an amazing defense and they still had a run game. This is just like last year. It looks good against a bunch of nobodies. Don't get me wrong, Michigan is not a nobody. But there is cause for concern here. And it's all in the numbers, guys. Like I said, Torrey Blaylock, 14 carries for 100 yards. Imagine if he had 20. Imagine if he had 20 carries. Take 5 of those carries away from John Mateer and put them in the hands of Torrey Blaylock. I feel a whole lot more comfortable. Xavier Robinson, 5 carries for 26 yards. Take another 5 of those carries and give them to Xavier Robinson. Imagine if he's got 10, 15 carries. I would rather us run the ball 40 times like we did against Alabama last year. That's what I would rather see, guys, on a regular basis. This is football, and it is a proven formula for winning, running the football. Ben Arbuckle is like a little rich kid that gets a Corvette for his first car. That's what he is. You give a rich kid a Corvette for his first car, and he's peeling out through the stop signs. He's peeling out when the light turned green. He's stopping real hard. He's doing 100 on the highway. He's having fun. But eventually, you know that he's young and inexperienced, and it's going to catch up with him, and he's going to crash that Corvette. And I'm so afraid because I feel like this is probably the best chance we have at winning a national title since Baker Mayfield. I truly do. I truly feel that we have the roster and we have the defense to win a national title this year. But I see too many, there's too many red flags that I see, excuse me, within our offense and the play call. I'll give you a prime example. I'll actually give you two. 2nd and 2. 2nd and 2. Even if you're not never been a football coach, even if you've probably never played the game, what what are you calling on 2nd and 2? It's not hard, man. Let me tell you what we did on 2nd and 2, probably because we got bored. 2nd and 2, we regardless, we get a penalty. Okay, so it backs us up 5 yards. And I alluded to this last week when I told you guys that we don't seem comfortable when it's short down yardage situation and we have to run the ball to get 2 yards. And it's not because the offensive line can't block. It's not because we don't have capable running backs. It's because we're nervous in those situations because we don't practice those situations enough. We are not comfortable lining up and running the football when teams know we're going to run the football. Prime example would be, I don't know if you guys watched the Tennessee Georgia game, but they went into overtime. It was a hell of a game. They went into overtime. Tennessee was first on offense. They ran 3 straight pass plays and had to kick a freaking field goal. Georgia came out. You know what Georgia's going to do? They ran 3 straight run plays and went in for a touchdown. You know what they're going to do? Stop it. That's dominant football, guys. That's championship football. When you can line up and the other team knows what the play is, know what's coming, and you get the first down anyway. 2nd and 2, we get a penalty, and I told you guys getting penalties in short yardage situations is not a championship football team. It's just not. The championship football teams don't get penalties in short yardage situations. That's money. That's candy. All right. 2nd and 2, we get a 5-yard penalty, get backed up. Now we have to pass. John Mateer gets sacked. Now it's 3rd and 19 and we punt. Why? Why is that even a scenario? I give you another prime example. It's 25-0 ball game. 1st and 10, after a stop, they punt. We got the ball. It's the second quarter. This is still prime football. It's 25-0. We're up, but you still got to play football. You still got to close out and get a dub. It's 3 minutes left on the clock. We're not quite in the 2-minute situation. We can just run our offense. And we call mesh. Keontez Lewis gets hurt. And John Mateer gets his 3rd interception on the season. 1 interception in every game. He's averaging an interception each game. That pass that he threw, I don't know if you guys saw it. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Go back and watch that play. First and 10. Our back's up against the end zone pretty much. First play of the series, and you call mesh. Why? You don't call mesh the first play of a series, man. You know why you don't call mesh first play of the series? Because typically, I'm gonna get into a little football with y'all. Typically, first play of a series, the defense is in their base package. More than likely, they got everybody up around the line of scrimmage, and they're zoning. You know why they're zoning? Because they want everybody looking back at the quarterback. That way, they can react to the run better. They can react to the pass a little better. Instead of playing man and blitzing. It's first down. Now, if it's third down, yes, you might get a blitz situation. But Temple playing conservative, playing back, not wanting to get beat, not wanting to give up the big play to an explosive offense, they're playing zone. And we run mesh. And he was never open. Never. That little gap that he threw that ball into, if I was a wide receiver, I'd be pissed. Because he shouldn't have never thrown that ball. That play shouldn't have never been called. It was completely unnecessary. You know what should have been called in that situation? A run. We get the job done, guys. Next week, September 20th, we got Auburn. We got Auburn coming into town. Jackson Arnold comes home. Let me tell you something, man. This game should not be close. It should not be close under no circumstances whatsoever. We know who Jackson Arnold is. Jackson Arnold will run the ball, and he might throw you a little screen pass. But as far as throwing the ball downfield into tight windows, placing the ball over the middle of the field, that is not who Jackson Arnold is. Jackson Arnold is somebody that gets nervous in the pocket when it's a pass play and he has to throw the ball 12, 10 plus yards or more. Nervous Nancy is what he is. And with that defensive line pushing those guards up in his face and the defensive ends getting around the outside, guys, we should have, I'm going to say we get 5 sacks this game. And we get our first turnover. 5 sacks on our first turnover. We might get 2. Better yet, turnovers come in 3s. Give me 3. And they're going to know why we let Jackson Arnold go about his business. Jackson Arnold is damaged goods. We ruined his career last year with the nonsense that we had going on at the offensive coordinator position. Just, that's what it is, guys. We get that job done. I know you want me to give you a score. Let me see. As far as Auburn, I think they might get 10-13. I'll give them 13, man. Hopefully we don't turn the ball over and they get more than that. If we turn the ball over, they might get 20-24. But I think 13 points is good enough because they do have Cam Coleman. He might be good enough to get them a long play or keep a drive alive in order for them to get a touchdown, maybe a field goal later. So without a turnover, 10-13 for Auburn. With a turnover, 20-24. Offensively, we should be at about 27 points this game. Auburn does have a pretty good defense. But with the turnovers that I think we'll cause and the field position that we'll gain from dominating their offense, we should be at about 27-35 points. So I'm going to put it at 27. I'm hoping for more, but I just know that offensively what we do is not a controlling type offense. So we'll see what we do. Now, we're at home, so this should not be a situation in which we stink it up offensively. John Material's been playing well. Ben Arbuckle has been calling okay games. We'll see. Drop down in the comments, guys. Tell me what you think about my reaction to the game. I know I read the comments, guys. I know a lot of you guys are agreeing with me. And I know there's probably some people that don't leave comments that disagree with me. It's okay. Leave the comment. I listen, but at the same time, I know what I'm looking at. Like, subscribe, do all that good stuff, guys. I'm growing the channel. I typically really get a lot of followers around this time because I don't post videos during the off season. I don't care to cover recruiting. It's not that I'm not paying attention to these kids and what's going on, but the information that I would come on here and give you from recruiting, I got that information somewhere else. You guys can subscribe to OU Insider and get all that information. You're probably reading it already. You don't need me to come on here and give you the information. The stuff that I'm giving you during the season is the stuff that nobody else is giving you. There's nobody else covering this team the way that I cover this team. And I know I go a little more in depth than some people care for, but hey, it's okay. It's my channel. This is the stuff that I love to talk about. This is the stuff that I love to get into. And yes, some of it is kind of negative, but I want y'all to see what I'm seeing because I'm giving you this stuff well in advance before it becomes a problem. So when you look back on it, you say, damn, he actually knew what he was talking about. And that's all people care about. If you don't know what you're talking about, people are not interested in your channel. All right, guys, that's all I got. Till next time, peace.